Dr. Kemi Health. It's March 27th, 2025. On March 27th, 1915, 110 years today, something very interesting happened in U.S. medical history. Now, let's talk about Mary Mallon. Mary Mallon was an American woman, Irish American, that had a disease that everybody was not even sure what it was or how to treat it in the medical field at that time. In 1915, she was moving a disease around and infecting everybody, but she had no symptoms. When they diagnosed the disease, they called it typhoid fever. Now, Mary Mallon infected about 51 to 120 people because she works in an area that she has contact with people. She was a cook, and so many people caught this disease. So they took her away from her job and quarantined her. After quarantining her for about maybe 30 days to see whether they can get this disease studied and everything, that's when they found out it was typhoid fever. They now released her back into the public population, and she infected many more. So now they had to let her go at the job. And on March 27th, 1915, the U.S. government took Mary Mallon into quarantine for the second time. This time, she lived the rest of her life. Another 30 years in quarantine. Do you know what that means? That means this lady lived 30 years in a hospital ward because she was carrying something called a symptomatic typhoid. It's very interesting because today, 110 years later, typhoid is everywhere. In Africa, we're seeing it in water. It lives mostly in water. So if we're going to drink water in Africa, you have to be very careful. You know we can't drink tap water in Africa. Whatever is coming out of our tap is coming from a borehole. There's no plumbing. Those big black borehole things have bacteria and mold inside them. Have you ever seen when they wash them out? The stuff that comes out, what is coming out through our taps? When I lived in Lagos, our borehole thing was, sometimes we're seeing worms, red worms coming out. And the landlord had to buy a filter so that what comes out of the tap in the kitchen can be used to cook rice or anything. Even people that were in the bathroom would say, oh, the water is a little dirty in the bathroom. One of my neighbors broke out in a rash. There's typhoid in water all the time. But let's go to the treatment. Today you can treat typhoid with antibiotic injections because typhoid is a bacterial infection. So we have antibiotics of different kinds to treat typhoid. We also have typhoid vaccines. You can get the vaccine. So typhoid is a thing of the past. You don't have to quarantine people anymore. You don't have to infect people anymore. But today, let's say a condolence message and remember Mary Mallon. They called her Thyphoid Mary. I want everybody to go on Wikipedia and pull it up. You can pull up Mary Mallon, or you can pull up Thyphoid Mary and read about her history. In 1938, after 30 years in the hospital, quarantined for the second time, Mary Mallon developed pneumonia and she died. I think she was the age of, I believe, 68. So let's remember her today. Today was the day they took her in. Imagine the U.S. government taking you in the hospital to quarantine you because of something that could be treated today. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to share my videos on Dr. Kemi Health. Don't forget to gift my videos. And don't forget, the last day of my videos will be April 30th, 2025. On that day will be my last day in pharmacy. I will be retiring from pharmacy on May 4th, 2025. So it's two professions that retired from now, this 2025. I started pharmacy, I graduated on the 4th of May, 1989. So 4th of May, 2025 is 36 years. I'm done over there too. Thank you for listening.